Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Year of the Batman. Oh my, I don't know what I had there. Today's Batman Beyond episode is The Winning Edge. So it starts off, Barry, not Barry, Terry, God bless. Maybe I just need to not be doing this right now. Brain's a little fuzzy. Not drugs are related. This is a drug episode, but I'm okay, just a little tired. But anyway, Terry, he's in the middle of uh, busting up an arms deal with the Jokers. Everything goes his way. Then he gets back to Wayne Manor, and they Bruce can tell that he's like really really tired. Just like that. So he's like, long nights getting to you. He's like, oh, it's not the nights, it's the mornings. So then it cuts to him in class the next day, and he's dead asleep in the middle of the class. So he gets pretty much the future version of like a demerit. He has like the professor gives him a file on a disk drive to scan is like their version of like signing it. I'm like, why is the future so complicated? Just give a piece of paper. So Dana later that evening, she's like, "Hey Terry, why don't you just like come out and see the game with me? We'll just have a good old time." And so I guess they're back together now. Who the hell cares? I mean, it's whatever. I don't care about Dana, but eh, wait, what can he do? So anyway, he's at the game, and it's that futuristic like hockey zero gravity thing, and Terry's like struggling to like me, struggling to even stay awake, and he notices one of the athletes. He wasn't doing too hot, but then he was doing super duper duper hot. That's because he took like some kind of patch, which is kind of like if steroids and maybe like cocaine had a baby. So he like wipes the floor with all the other athletes, and he has a Terry has a bad feeling about that. So he goes to follow him, and no, that's something else. He goes out on patrol that night, and he stops a group of hooligans from robbing, I guess, like a jewelry store. It didn't really matter, but he hears one of the guys call another of the associates Mason, which is the name of the guy he saw like really really crazy on the field. Which I'm just thinking, Mason's a pretty common name. He jumped to conclusions on that pretty fast. So the next day, Terry he has a bad feeling. Oh my god, I can't. Oh, oh my god. He has a bad feeling about Mason, so he checks his locker and he finds some drugs in the locker, which they're called slappers. It's like a patch about this big, and you just slap on your skin, and then that's how you get it. So he goes home because he's grounded from the like the sleeping in class thing, and his brother like goes through his bag and they find the drugs. So the mom's like, "Hey, oh wait, no, he got a call. The mom got a call from the school. He's not grounded yet. Got a call from the school, and now they're going through his backpack to get like the save file for her to sign, and then they find the drugs. Then he gets grounded. There we go. Now back on track. Um, so her mom, or Terry's mom, thinks he's on drugs, and she grounds him, and he can only be out at school and to work for Mr. Wayne. So uh, he was able to keep at least one slapper with him, and he brings it to Bruce, and Bruce identifies that there's a little bit of venom in there. So he's like, "Well, shit, that's a Bane thing, and I don't want you dealing with that, but you have to." So he tells Terry the address where Bane's at because he's been keeping tabs on him all this time. And Terry gets there, and Bane is literally just like barely even alive. Like he's nothing but skin and bones. He's hooked up to a breathing machine. Like he's not doing it. Like he literally needs an assistant to take care of him hand and foot, just because he's just so wiped out from the venom usage after all these years. So that takes that lead out. Then I'm trying to think what happens next. I kind of zoned out there a little bit. I literally just watched the fucking episode. Uh, fuck. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So another game goes on, and because Mason, he can't really perform well. He needs the slapper, so he gets another deal going. But then Batman, he stops him and he tracks down the car that leads him to the place where they're manufacturing the stuff. And turns out, surprise, surprise, the gym coach, he's involved in the production of it. And the head honcho was the assistant to Bane that's been taking care of him because he's like, I've had to make Venom for years to because he had such a dependency on it, he still needs it to function properly. And so they're all in on it just to make a quick buck. So then he takes like fucking 20 patches and juices himself up and gets in a fight with Batman. And I will say, the fight is really good. Like it's very well choreographed. Well, it's not obviously not choreographed. You draw it. Very well written. It comes to the part where Terry has to blind him and then kind of make himself knock himself out. It's really neat. But then when Terry like finally wins, the one guy he's like crushed by a whole bunch of stones, and he like lifts up the stone to reveal his face, and he's like completely brain dead at that point for like an overload of venom. But yeah, that's it. The three teens were arrested for drug use. All the guys were arrested for making venom, and at the end of the episode, Bruce takes Terry back with documentation that he's been tested for the drugs and he was negative. And I'm just thinking, why couldn't the mom do that? You know, like if you don't trust your son that much, and he's like, these aren't mine. I found them in a locker. Yada yada. Just call him on the bluff. Like, just be like, all right, we're gonna get you tested. And so he's ungrounded now because he had his innocence proven. But yeah, that was the episode. It was fine. It was just a good anti-drug episode. Nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of mid. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was too good. Well, the end fight scene was pretty good. But okay, yeah, I will give it that credit. So it's not a 6 or 7, and it's certainly not a 3 to 1. So I'm between 4 and 5, and I guess I'll give it a 5 just because there was a lot of good stuff in it, and then the Venom was a nice touch for an add-on thing. So yeah, 5 seems fair. So yeah, that's it. Bye bye.